All Onyx and Kent inflatable life jackets are designed to be field serviceable in the event of inflation. When your inflatable life jacket inflates, the user-friendly design ensures you can quickly and easily rearm your unit and put it back into service with its proper rearming kit. All Onyx and Kent inflatable life jackets are easily repacked after the proper installation of one of our rearming kits by following the instructions printed on the inflation chamber. Follow these instructions to rearm and repack your Onyx and Kent M-33 All Clear or M-24 All Clear inflatable life jacket following an inflation. An M-33 All Clear or M-24 All Clear rearm kit is required to rearm. Make sure you get the correct rearm kit for your life jacket. If the life jacket is not inflated, begin by opening the protective cover. First, separate the yellow section of the zipper. It will be under either of the tabs with hook and loop. Completely separate the zipper all the way to both ends. Separate the ends too. If the life jacket has a Velcro protective cover, separate the hook and loop. M-33 and M-24 All Clear inflatable life jackets have an automatic or manual inflation mechanism. A red indicator showing the service is required, an inflation chamber with an oral inflation tube that can be used to inflate the life jacket, and a protective fabric cover. To begin the rearm and repack procedure, make sure your life jacket is clean, dry, and laid out flat on a clean surface. Step 1. Completely deflate the yellow inflation chamber. To release the air from the inflation chamber, remove the cap from the oral inflation tube. Turn over and depress the bump on top of the cap into the valve inside the tube. This will open the valve and allow air to escape. With one hand depressing the valve in the oral tube, use your free hand to push any remaining air out of the inflation chamber. When deflating the yellow inflation chamber, do not twist or wring the chamber. Step 2. Remove the discharged CO2 cylinder. To remove the discharged CO2 cylinder, turn the CO2 cylinder counterclockwise until it is free from the inflator mechanism. Notice the hole on the bottom of the CO2 cylinder. This hole indicates the cylinder has been discharged and needs to be replaced. Make sure you properly dispose of the used cylinder. Step 3. Remove and replace the bobbin. To remove the bobbin, remove the gray cap by turning counterclockwise. Remove the old bobbin from the cap or inflator housing. The old bobbin may remain in the housing or in the cap assembly when you remove the cap. The old bobbin must be removed prior to installing a new bobbin. Discard the old bobbin. Also, check the housing to ensure it is clear and dry. Rinse with fresh water if necessary to remove dirt or salt. Allow to air dry thoroughly before continuing. Before installing the new bobbin, check the manufacture date marked on the side of the bobbin. The bobbin will need to be replaced if the bobbin is more than 3 years from the purchase date or 6 years from the manufacturer date. Install the new bobbin into the inflator housing with white side facing up. Carefully align the slots on the bobbin with the corresponding ridges inside the housing. The bobbin will slide in easily if installed correctly. Next, reinstall the cap by turning it clockwise until it meets the housing shoulder. There should be no gap between the cap and the housing shoulder. Step 4. Reinstall the new CO2 cylinder. Prior to installation, check that the new cylinder has not been pierced. Do not install the assembly if there is a hole on the face of the cylinder. Screw the cylinder clockwise into the mechanism until it's tight. Only screw in by hand. That's it! The final step of the rearm procedure is to verify that the service indicator is green. Step 1. Prepare the zipper. To repack the inflatable chamber and inflation mechanism into the protective cover, make sure the zipper ends are separated and move the slider from the zipper end on the oral tube side to the zipper end on the side with the inflator mechanism. Note, if a whistle is present, clip it onto the elastic around the oral inflation tube. Step 2. Repack. Moving clockwise, start on the left side. Fold the inflatable chamber under itself and start the zipper. Continue to place the inflatable chamber into the protective cover while closing the zipper. Now, move the zipper past the yellow teeth and connect the hook and loop tab, and continue zipping. Fold the top of the chamber under itself and place it into the protective cover while closing the zipper. At this point, double check that all the air is out of the inflatable chamber. If there is air in the chamber, depress the valve on the oral tube to release the air. Once the air is out of the chamber, continue moving the zipper past the yellow teeth on the oral tube side and connect the hook and loop tab. Once the hook and loop tab have been connected, continue zipping to the end while placing the chamber into the protective cover. Finally, tuck the zipper ends into the opening at the bottom of the life jacket. For a life jacket with a hook and loop protective cover, follow the folding steps printed on the bladder and connect the hook and loop. Finally, make sure the service indicator is green and visible through the window, and confirm the jerk to inflate handle is accessible on the outside of the life jacket. That's it! You have now successfully rearmed and repacked your inflatable life jacket. Onyx and Kent Inflatable Life Jackets. Because the most effective life jacket is the one you will want to wear.